Hi guys, it's Reagan and welcome back to another video. I am so excited about today's video because we're going to be going through like my cozy hobby bucket list for the fall season and also some current favorite fall faves, and I'm just thrilled to be chatting with you guys today. We're going to be covering things from cozy games, books, TV shows, movies, decor, and more. Truly, everything is just more fun during the fall season, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. Starting first with cozy games, I have 4 games I want to chat about. Some of them I'm already playing, and then the others are on my must-play list for the fall season. Starting first with Pikmin 4. This is a game I have been consistently playing all year. There's just something about it that I'm constantly drawn to time and time again. It's the perfect combination of like engaging but also relaxing, and I just love sitting on the couch playing Pikmin while watching my current favorite TV show of the moment. It's the best companion game and it's also so charming. If you're not familiar with the Pikmin series, you basically play as a lost explorer who finds himself on a faraway planet, and you basically have to work alongside your crew to find lost crew members, gain enough fuel to continue to explore this new place, but also eventually make your way back home. You do not need to play earlier installments of Pikmin to jump into Pikmin 4, and in a lot of ways, if you prefer cozy games, just go into Pikmin 4 because it's a lot more cozy and relaxing than its predecessors. Essentially, there is a day clock and you explore a new area, you gather these like massive items which are so fun, explore these underground areas, you also have a dog companion, and of course you're exploring this world alongside these cute little creatures called Pikmin, and there's all different types of Pikmin that do different things. It's just the best like collect and explore game that also has an intriguing enough story that you just feel propelled throughout it. Another game I definitely want to get to this season is Breath of the Wild. I have played Breath of the Wild now multiple times and I'm just itching for another replay. I think the release of the Switch 2 edition of this game has just really inspired me to pick it back up, and it just feels like the perfect companion to the fall winter season. Just such a beautiful and immersive game. The landscapes, the exploration, the story, the pacing of the game is a really choose your own adventure. You can take it as slow and as relaxing as you want. You can run around and avoid all conflict basically, or you can play it in a very intense fashion. It's completely up to you. The Zelda franchise has always been one of my favorites since I was a kid, and this is maybe my favorite of them all, though it's very difficult to pick. Regardless though, I just feel like replaying this game and maybe jumping back into Tears of the Kingdom maybe in the new year, it's just my favorite way to pass the time. And then the last 2 games are 2 new to me games that also feel very seasonally appropriate. The first is Strange Antiquities, which is coming out any day now. This is made by the same creators as Strange Horticulture, which is another fall cozy game that I love dearly. So I was so excited when they announced like a new flavor of their game. This time around, we're opening up a very strange antique shop, and not only are we buying and cataloging a variety of like occult related items that come into our shop, but we're also pulled into various small town mysteries that sort of begin to infuse the story itself. It's just a really smart setup of a game. It has a narrative element and quality and a story that will really pull you in. And then of course the store mechanic is also a lot of fun, and the exploration is also quite interesting. I loved the plant version of this, so I imagine the antique occult version of this will also be right up my alley. And then lastly, I finally want to give Cult of the Lamb a try. This is a very beloved like sim game where you're essentially creating and running your very own cult. Everyone appears to love it. It just seems like the perfect combination of fun and playful with its animation style and just like its spin on some of these concepts, while also having a bit of a spooky lean. And I also just feel like the aesthetics of it very much give like Halloween vibes, so I thought it was the perfect time of year to finally check this game out. Moving on now to cozy hobbies. I basically plan to do all of the things I always like to do, which is like coloring, puzzles, Lego, but I got some new things specifically for this season that are also seasonally appropriate. First and foremost, I got 2 new coloring books, which I think look so stinking cute. The first is Spooky Cutie, and it's a cute and comfy coloring book, and the pages are like my favorite kind of coloring pages. Thick line, not too many details, very cute, and I love that this has a very clear seasonal lean to it. And then I also got Fuzzy Hygie, super cute coloring book. This is more like fall winter vibe. This will also be great for the winter season as well. Similar drawing style, and I think it just looks super cute. So I'm excited to get some pages completed in this. I of course also treated myself to some new puzzles. One is actually not new at all, and that is Murder Most Puzzling. And this is a 500-piece puzzle that also reveals clues along the way to solve a murder mystery case. I received this as a gift a couple of years ago, and I was so excited about it that I accidentally made it this like thing that I had to do at the perfect time and the perfect place, and I wasn't letting myself crack into this until that like unknown perfect moment arrived. I've decided to do away with that mindset and just enjoy the things that I have. I've decided I'm definitely going to do this fall season, and I'm so excited. Even the puzzle box is so cute. It's this book. I feel like this is going to be such a blast. And then I also picked up this new pumpkin patch puzzle from Gallison. I was chatting to my friend Bonnie about this, and she's like, I got that and it is hard. So hopefully it's still fun, but will capture a lot of my time and attention as I work through some murder mystery audiobooks this fall winter. But I did think it was quite cute, so I grabbed this. And then I do have a new Lego to show off. Lego recently came out with these like book nook collections. So they like open but also collapse into book shape so you can put them on your shelf. So obviously I got the Balrog from Lord of the Rings, you know? Very cute, very cozy Balrog. But I also love that this was kind of a smaller Lego project. I also thought it could be something that Clay and I could do together because we both love the Lord of the Rings. I needed my own personal Balrog, so here we are. Moving on now to some fall decor. I own a lot of fall decor, so I only added a few key pieces this year. All of them are basically glass pumpkins. I am a pumpkin girl through and through, and I specifically love a glass pumpkin. First thing I added was this swirly pumpkin from Anthropologie. I showed this off on another social channel and someone said it reminded them of a Hershey kiss, and I love that, and I agree. It does look like a massive Hershey kiss, and I just think that's so cute. So yeah, I love to put like a little candle inside. This is on my shelves above my gaming computer. It adds the ideal ambiance. And then I have two of these floral glass pumpkins from Anthropologie that are also candles. These are candles I may or may not ever burn, but will definitely hold on to the vessels for the rest of time. I just love the color, the floral pattern. So beautiful. So beautiful, in fact. I also have it in another color and shape. I actually got this one last year, but then they released it again this year, so I grabbed another one, and I'm just obsessed with these. They're so perfect. I also grabbed one singular pumpkin dinner bowl plate situation because life is a lot more fun when you can eat your dinner out of a seasonal plate. I only got one, so you know, it's just nice to add to the rotation without having to like absolutely change out every single bowl and plate I own. I just pull this out for myself when I need a little pick-me-up moment, you know? And then lastly, I matched this, but I got this pear pillow from World Market. I'm usually not drawn to like massive fruit decor options, but there was something so beautiful about this pear. I loved the shade. I loved the velvet. I clearly am a big fan of this color because I'm literally wearing it right now. I just thought it was so cute. And I have this on my chair where I read a lot, and it's honestly really nice to hold. Use it to like prop your arm up. It's just a very handy thing. Kind of like a squishmallow in some capacities, but a massive pear that's also very pretty. I also have to give a shout out to these electric candles. I am obsessed with these. Basically, they're just battery operated candles. I put them all over my house, and every year I buy more. I have them all on a timer, so after sunset, my whole house is like aglow with fake candlelight, and I feel like the ambiance is actually pretty spot on without having a fire hazard, which we love. I put them in so many of my glass pumpkins. It's just so pretty, and I also use them in the winter holiday time as well. They're just the best, and if you haven't added these to your reading ambiance vibes, I highly implore you to try. And then the last thing I want to give a shout out to, kind of decor, more of a functional item, and that is my Hatch Restore 3. This guy has been an absolute game changer. If you're not familiar, this is an alarm clock, but it also has like sleep sounds, sleep stories, and it allows you to build like your own routine. And it also is a sunrise alarm clock, so it wakes you up with like light and relaxing and soothing sounds over a longer period of time. I've been using this now for about 6 months, and it's a game changer. I always really struggled with using my phone right before bed for way too long, but I love this because I can control it all with like this knob, so I don't need my phone to set an alarm and stuff like that. So I leave my phone on the other side of the room, and I have been getting so much more reading in because because I just have my little Hatch alarm clock with my sounds and light. It's so soothing and relaxing and just completely has transformed my sleep routine, which I think is fantastic any time of year. But if you're looking to like upgrade your sleep routine, check out the Hatch Restore 3. I love this thing. I've also given this as a gift so many times now because like I swear by it. Next up, let's chat books. Obviously, I have a lot of videos surrounding fall reads, what I'm reading this fall on my YouTube channel, but I wanted to highlight a couple that I've recently read and really enjoyed, and a book that's like right at the top of my fall TBR. First up, we have Hemlock and Silver by T. Kinfisher. This is the perfect balance between dark fairy tale and also a very cozy and endearing story. It's also a retelling of the story of Snow White. We follow our main character, who's an apothecary who heals by way of poison. At the beginning of the story, she is beseeched by the king of the realm to travel to court to basically help heal his daughter Snow, who is seemingly appearing to be poisoned, but nobody knows by who or with what. So our main character, Anya, sort of begrudgingly goes to try to see if she can help. There she meets a talking cat and a quiet knight, and they begin to try to solve this mystery. It's kind of part like medical drama meets like fantastical tale. It was just a very entertaining and endearing book, a wonderful fall read to add to your TBR. I love T. Kinfisher. She just sets the tone every season. Another perfect fall read you've got to add to your TBR if you have not already, and that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is the most vampire-y vampire book I have read in ages, and it was everything. If you love Interview with the Vampire vibes, this is the book for you. It basically follows 3 women from 3 different time periods and their own journey with becoming and being surrounded by vampires. It's such an interesting character study. The book itself is also lush and full of ambiance, and I cannot understate how incredible the writing style is. I also appreciated how dynamic all the female characters are. There's romance, there's friendship, there's betrayal, and it truly could not be more fall. Like, read this, especially if you love vampires, because it was so good. It was something I've been wanting for years, and I'm so happy it delivered. And then lastly is a book that's next on my TBR, and that is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and also a book that I feel like is just gonna be a perfect fall read. It centers gods and like godly realms, and all of those things really appeal to me. Specifically, we follow our main character Matilda, who's from the Underrealm, where a variety of gods like live and reside. She herself is not a very powerful god, so she kind of has to be very careful because the godly realm can be quite a cutthroat place as gods try to steal each other's magic. She herself has the unique ability to travel between realms, so she's kind of like a messenger god. However, though, things begin to get complicated as this mortal begins to dream about her and she him, so her connection to the mortal realm seems to be growing. And I do believe the story begins to take off from there. I love Rebecca Ross's writing so much. It is stunning. And I feel like her taking on like gods, the mythos surrounding gods, and creating like her own world is truly something I could not want more. I love stories that center these types of concepts, so I'm so excited to get to this soon, and I feel like it's just gonna be the perfect fall read. How can it not be when it's also stunning, I might add? Absolutely stunning. Oh my god. Moving on now to my current fall watch list. This is going to be a combination of dramas, anime, and reality television. Basically, my favorite things. Starting first with drama and animes, I have made a goal for myself to get back into watching anime. I feel like I say this all of the time, but I'm finally doing something about it because I've started an anime, and the show Clay and I are watching is Frieren, and I just feel like I'm going to love this. So many people laud this release, and it's also like the #1 rated anime on my anime list, so I have high expectations going into this. It's a quest adventure centered story, but more so we follow this elf that lives an incredibly long life. So she is in and out of humans' life in a very interesting capacity, and I think we kind of follow that dynamic. And I think this is going to be emotional, but also very slow in its storytelling. And based on what I've seen so far, the first few episodes, I've like already shed a tear, and the animation style is literally stunning. Like the environments, the nature scenes of this show is just unreal. real, and I can't wait to watch more. It's both incredibly relaxing, but I'm also completely locked in while I'm watching it, which I feel like is a really hard line to balance, but they're doing such a fantastic job. Next up is a C-drama I have been watching recently, and I am truly obsessed with it, and that is Prisoner of Beauty. If you love enemies to lovers storylines and yearning, this is the drama for you. We basically followed two people from two rival families and two rival cities that have been at odds with each other for a very long time. They're mortal enemies, if you will. They decide, though, to put their differences aside and enter a political marriage of convenience to try to bring peace between their two people. Of course, though, they surprise each other in unexpected ways. They're also maneuvering around each other. The angst, the drama, the back and forth is just so good. And obviously, it's beautiful as well. It's a period drama, so the setting is just fantastic. It has completely captured my attention. I wish I had more time to just sit and watch 20 episodes of this at a time. But alas, I will be finishing this in the next couple of weeks. And then lastly, I have a K-drama. I've just started Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, which I think is one of the most popular airing K-dramas of all time. And I can see why, because the first episode, which I've seen, was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to dive a bit further within this show. But essentially, we follow our main character, who is a very prominent chef. She's incredibly talented, and due to some unlikely circumstances, she finds herself back in time in the Joseon dynasty, and she's now the chef of the king of this era, and she's just trying to survive. This book is, I think, just as much about the romance, the history of the time period, as it is about food. The food imagery is just stunning, and from what I've seen, I get so hungry watching this, and I think that only becomes more a part of the story as it progresses along. So it's silly and goofy, but it also has a good amount of heart as well. So I'm looking forward to continuing this as a nice kind of relaxing K-drama option through the fall season. Now let's talk about reality TV shows, because we have some key ones we need to discuss. Obviously, we know The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is coming back this September, and I am so grateful. I feel like we've been in a bit of a lull with Real Housewives. Some good seasons, obviously, particularly The Real Housewives of Miami, but there just hasn't been as much Bravo television on for the summer. But I feel like Salt Lake City never disappoints, and it's really going to carry us through this next couple of seasons, and I am so excited. Marked on my calendar, friends are coming over to watch. This is a big, big day. I also have to, of course, give a shout out to the Great British Baking Show. Thrilled that not only are we back, but they decided to bring it back this time of year. This is what I need to turn my brain off with. I just want to watch a bunch of dedicated bakers try their best to pursue their dreams. It's heartwarming, it's charming, it never gets old. I've seen every season, and every season is always fantastic because the concept and the root and the heart of the show, beautiful. And then lastly, for all of my fellow Survivor lovers, I'm finally watching Survivor Australia. Obviously, there's a very notorious new season of Survivor Australia featuring some of my all-time favorite US survivors, but I've decided that I want to actually start from the beginning of the franchise before I watch that new season, because I've also heard that every season of Survivor Australia is fantastic. I've now seen 1.5 seasons, and I can confirm that's true. This version of Survivor is everything I feel like I have been missing from the US version for the past 5 or 6 years. It is so cutthroat and intense. I am obsessed, and I have been spending a lot of time watching Australian Survivor, and there are a lot of episodes per season, and they're all long. It's a very intense show, both as a consumer of it and a participant of it. Boy, is it good. And this is where Pikmin 4 has really come in handy, because I just watched Australian Survivor and play Pikmin 4, and it's beautiful. It's truly beautiful. I wouldn't want to pass the time any other way, except maybe doing all the other things I talked about in this video. Alrighty guys, that is my fall cozy hobby bucket list / current cozy hobby favorites. Let me know down below some TV shows, books, hobbies that you're personally interested in or have really enjoyed recently, as I would love to know. And I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye.